Can you even see the Christmas lights? Barely. They're right here. Oh my God. Hi, friends. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a whole 10 months. Kind of crazy. But we're not going to dwell on that. It's nice to see everyone again, virtually. I'm not really seeing anyone, but it's nice to be behind the camera again. Dang, where do I start? I've bullet points. Okay. Stick around till the end and I'm gonna share all of the newbie level mistakes, issues, whatever, everything that I went through. I'll spill the tea at the end of the video. Right now, if I don't stick to this list, I'm gonna forget everything that I wanted to talk about. So let's jump right into it. Hi, if this is your first time here, my name is Isis. I am the brain behind INH Productions and just a Bay Area girly trying to continue to create in any way, shape, or form. Right now, my focus is videography, cinematography, and I'm honestly just trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life. If you subscribe to my channel because of the layoff video, this is gonna be just a little update. Nothing work related really, but this will be like a little update on my fun employment journey and where I've been. Like, where the heck have I been, y'all? I ghosted y'all. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm back. So that's all that matters, right? Where I've been, what I've been doing, and what's next for INH Productions and for me, for Isis, you know? That's probably the most important thing. And I have my notes this time. So the first run of this video, I went outside, it was a whole thing, it was beautiful, and I forgot my freaking notebook, so I had to go off memory, but honestly, I did pretty well. The only reason why I'm re-recording this again is because the footage did not come out the way I wanted to, and while I was editing it, it was driving me insane. I was like, I can't post this, I'm gonna hate it, so why post something you hate? Yeah, so we're gonna try again. 10 months since the last video. But it's okay. We're not gonna be hard on ourselves, all right? I just wanted to check in with everyone, see how everyone's doing, but mostly I wanted to provide an update on my channel, my content, where I've been, and honestly, I'm gonna give like a really raw and somewhat personal account of why it's been 10 months since I posted my last video, what I see coming next for myself, what I plan on doing, the future of my channel, and the type of content that I'm gonna be putting out. Yeah, a little yap session at the end. I have all of these random thoughts that came to me as I was setting up for this video. I was like, I really wanna share them with people, but like, I know I need to get through the meat and potatoes of the video first, and then if you just wanna hang out after, sip some tea with me, we can just shoot the shit for a little bit. But I guess let's get to the point. Like, oh my God, she's so yapping. Why is she so yapping? My last upload was in March. I uploaded The Only Constant in Life is Change. I'll put the video here somewhere. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. I'll put it right here. So this was my last upload. I just completely disappeared. And to be honest, in the moment, I didn't realize what was happening. It took a few months for me to understand like why it was hard for me. It wasn't hard for me to pick up my camera, but like it was hard for me to put out another video. And I realized a couple months later that I had actually experienced some level of burnout making that video. And I read somewhere that burnout happens when you put so much of your physical energy, your mental energy into a project of any kind, and there isn't an energy return, right? So at the moment, I didn't think of it that way, but what was happening was The Only Constant in Life is Change. It took so much out of me to make that video. I mean, YouTubers, you guys understand. I'm sure a lot of people understand who create content, especially people who may not have help. You are the writer, the director, the producer, the editor, the location scout, costume design, lighting, tech, like you're literally everything. You're wearing like 70 different hats. When you are exerting that much energy into a project, I did all of that for that video, and I love that video. I thought it was amazing. I still think it's amazing. I still think it's inspirational. I actually watched it. I rewatched it a few weeks ago after like not looking at my channel at all. And it made me cry because it just brought me back to that moment of how excited I was to be creating content, and not just content, but like inspiring content and like content that people can relate to, you know? And it brought me back to that moment, and in that I felt like how far I had fallen from that point in my life. And it's important not to be hard on yourself. And I am trying not to be hard on myself about it, because it is what it is at this point. Dwelling on it is not gonna make things any better. So I made that video and I poured my heart and soul into it. And it didn't do as well as I thought it would. You shouldn't set expectations for things. But my first short film that I uploaded ever, The Intrusive Thoughts, and that video got thousands of views. And I was like, okay, like, that's crazy. I have something going here. Like, let's do it again. And so when I produced a similar video and it just didn't hit the way that I thought it would, it got less than like 1,000 views. Views don't matter, right? Because like, okay, I think the video's at like 700. And if you think about 700 people in your house or like following you around while you record yourself shooting, like that's actually insane. That's actually crazy. I guess subconsciously it was affecting me. Like after I made that video, I just needed to take like a week break. And in hindsight, I realized I also just didn't have a good, like, I've never been good at time management. And so when I record a video or I do anything, I'll like work on it until it's done and not take any real breaks. Like I'll eat, I'll go to sleep, maybe super late, but I'll go to sleep. You know, like I'll take care of myself, but if I start a project, I want to finish it like ASAP. I'm super impatient when it comes to those things. Or it's not that I'm impatient, I just get really excited about it, and I get obsessive and I don't want to stop working on it. And I'm gonna work on it until it's done. And sometimes it might take me into the middle of the night, but like I'll do it. And I don't think that's healthy, and that's why I experienced burnout from that video. After that, I was like, I need a break. So I took a little break, and the break turned into a longer break. And then I feel like it was hard for me to come up with another idea. And looking back on it now, I know it's because I was putting myself in a box. I don't only have to create short films. Like the short films are amazing and they're so much fun to make and they're great. But limiting myself to that type of content, of course it's gonna take me forever to put out another video, because so much goes into it that it just takes all this energy every single time. And so I would love, or I am going to incorporate more talking head stuff, just yap sessions, vlogs. And because a lot of the content creators that I watch, whose content I enjoy, like Life of Riza or Volandis or is it YC Imaging, I believe it is. You know, they don't just create short films all the time. Their channel well, maybe Life of Riza does. Most of her content is like as cinematic vlogs. But you know, like it doesn't have to be the same video every time. And also, I'm just starting out. So I feel like it's unfair to myself to confine my creativity to this one template. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it was hard for me to like get back into creating. I was so stuck on the idea of it needing to be another short film, and it has to be better than my last one. And the last one I made, when I was making that, I was like, this one needs to be better than Intrusive Thoughts. And then it just didn't happen, and I feel it's just not fair to me, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I ghosted y'all. I took a break from making content, and I fell into what one of my good friends likes to call it, productive procrastination. I did so much of that, y'all, like in the months that I was gone. And I mean, okay. And not all of it was, I don't want to say it was wasted time. Everything I did had a purpose, and it really did help elevate, my space at home. And like I was doing things that I did enjoy, but I wasn't doing anything related to video whatsoever. And on top of that, I really, like, I got to spend time with my friends, my family, my chosen family, and most importantly, like my partner. And there aren't gonna be many opportunities in our adult life where you get to take a real break from the 9 to 5 grind. Like I'm so lucky and privileged to have this moment. And I saw it, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna spend as much time with my family and friends as I can. I wanna spend as much time with my partner as I can, because we're in a long distance relationship, and like there was never really an opportunity for us to just be together, you know what I mean? So it was really, really nice. And like over the summer, I got to spend a lot of time with my niece and nephews and like my besties outside in the sun. My bestie and I picked up gardening over the summer, which was like, not to go on a tangent, but like between my last video and maybe like late October, I was in like a weird, like bad place. And so my roommate just started gardening, and she pulled me into it. And honestly, I told her this already, but like, I'm so grateful that she did, because I feel like gardening really helped pull me out of my head and got me doing something with my hands again, like creating life essentially. That's what you're doing when you're gardening. You're planting seeds and watching them grow. And I feel like it's exactly what I needed during that phase of my life. It was feeling real rough, y'all. It was real rough. Yeah, we picked up gardening. We taught my nephew like about plants, and he got to plant some seeds, and he's 3, so it was just the cutest thing in the world. And we spent time going to kids museums, and y'all, I'm just a big ass kid, because those museums were lit. I had such a good time. I just felt like a big kid at this like crazy playground. I went to San Diego to celebrate my bestie getting her master's. All the couples and the kids, and we went to the San Diego Zoo, and it was beautiful. We spent a lot of time outside, and in those moments, like I couldn't help, like content creation and videography was always on my mind. It was always in the back of my mind. It was never like, oh, I'm never gonna do that again, or I'm just gonna move on to something else. It was always like, I'm gonna get back to it, I just don't know when. I redid the garage. So our garage, we've been living in this house for, it's about to be 7 years. That's insane. We've been living in this house for 7 years, and when we moved in here, we were still kind of like college-y kids. Like we weren't in college anymore, but like we were still in that college mindset. So we didn't really like start leveling up until recently in terms of like decor and just keeping the house and all those things. So one of the major projects I took on as a productive procrastination project was redoing our garage, because it had really just been a storage space, and it kind of just turned into like a unhinged, like stuff everywhere type of storage. And now it's an actual usable space. We can fit cars in there if we need to. We have shelving and things are organized, and I actually have a section for all of my camera gear. I can even use the garage as like some type of studio space if I really wanted to. Like it took a lot of work. That entire project took about 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, after these 2 weeks, I'm gonna start working on my next video. And then I don't know, I didn't realize until yesterday, actually. Shout out Monica Trinidad. I just found your channel and I love it. I can't wait to see what other vlogs you post. But she was talking about how sometimes we don't realize that we're doing it, but especially creatives, we tend to bury ourselves in work so that we don't tend to our true passions or the things that we really care about. Like Monica talked about how they didn't create for an entire year and they just buried themselves in their work. And I was like, damn, that's literally what I was doing, because I felt like I just kept taking on this project, taking on that project, doing this, doing that, doing everything but video. And in hindsight, I definitely was running away from what my true calling is. I know that content creation in some capacity is where I'm intended to be. And the fact that I just let myself slip so far by burying myself in whatever project I could pick up was just like a sign of self-sabotage. But of course, when you're in it, you don't realize that you're doing that, you know? And it's funny because my partner, of course, he's on the outside looking in, and he knew I was doing this stuff, but like, he's a supportive partner and he's not gonna like tell me how to live my life, you know? Like, he's just there and he's like, I'll be here no matter what, regardless of what you're going through, what you're choosing to do. But he always, every now and then, would be like, hey, here's a video idea, or like, what if you did this? What if you did that? When are you gonna start working on your videos again? And in the moment when people ask me that question, like, oh, what happened to your video work? Or what happened to the films you were making? Like, that stuff was so good. In the moment, I hated when people asked me that, because it's something I was struggling with internally at the time. However, I believe that it's important that you have those people in your lives who don't let you forget what you're passionate about. They don't let you forget what your goals were, and they remind you of the things that you love, but like in the most loving way, you know? I'm realizing this now as I'm talking to the camera, like, if I didn't have those people in my life, like, I don't even know if I'd be making this video right now, you know? Because I think it's very easy for people to give up on themselves, especially when imposter syndrome kicks in and the burnout kicks in, and you just think, maybe I'm not built for this, or maybe this isn't meant for me, which is just so not the case. That's just not true. I did a lot of running, and I'm not running anymore. Surprise, your girl is still unemployed. I haven't been looking for work just because I'm lucky and privileged enough in this moment to like not have to. So going back to burnout, after The Only Constant in Life Is Change, that video, after making that video, I like, looking back on it now, I realized that I didn't give myself time to really grieve the loss of my job. I just jumped headfirst into cinematography and YouTube, which was a great distraction, but I didn't give myself time to grieve the loss. And it wasn't so much grieving the job itself. It was more so grieving the lifestyle that I was able to obtain by having that job. I got to work remote. I'm in a long distance relationship, so me and my partner got to see each other off. Like, it wasn't really an issue for us to be able to see each other because I was fully remote. And, you know, being financially stable was great. And just the sense of security that having a job brings people, right? Like, unfortunately, we live in a capitalistic society, and like, everyone needs a job. I lost that job and I just immediately went into, I don't want to say survival mode, but maybe it was, because I was like, okay, I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. Like, I even looked into drop shipping, and honestly, I'm glad I didn't take that route, because I just don't want to contribute to more waste that we already have in this world. Like, there's so many drop shipping companies on Etsy and online. It's crazy. But anyways, I was just like looking into different things I could do, and like YouTube, I had already started. So that wasn't really, I started that when I still had a job. So that wasn't really that big of a deal. But then I was like, okay, well, like, maybe I need to find like some type of side hustle, like blah, blah, blah. So I say all that to say, I didn't give myself a chance to grieve. My camera overheated. So anyways, back to what I was saying. I didn't give myself a chance to grieve that old lifestyle. So I feel like it was just a bunch of things, a bunch of reasons that caused me to step away from YouTube. Now that we're here, one of the big reasons why it was hard for me to even think about making content these past 10 months was the state of the world. Need I say more? Need I say more? The state of the world, the state of our country, my own hometown being affected by all of this BS going on. And it just put me in this place of like thinking that nothing else mattered. I'm like, there was a point where I was like, what is the point? What's the point of making these videos? They don't matter as much as what's going on in the world right now, what's going on in our backyards. Creating just didn't seem like a priority. It didn't seem important to me because there were other things to worry about. Me making content and making these short films is not gonna save anybody. And again, shout out Monica Trinidad, because she literally talks about this in one of their videos. They talk about how it's important to keep creating even in times of turmoil, because you have to. You can't just stop creating art because of everything that's going on. If anything, this period in history is a time for more art to be created so that things are documented, or it's literally a sign of the times. So I was in that phase for a long time, and I went through what I would say is a depressive episode because of all of the ice raids, ceasefire not being a ceasefire, and just like one thing after another. And it took such a toll on my mental health. I felt paralyzed, and I was in that place for a while, to be completely honest. And that was a big part of why I just haven't been able to create anything. 2025 was the longest year of my life. That's how I felt, because of everything personally and externally that was going on. So I can only imagine how other people were feeling. Shout out Monica Trinidad for giving such great advice on creating during times like these. Your video was so inspirational to myself and my roommate, who's also an artist. And it came at a weird time, because yesterday was the first day I decided that I was gonna take my camera outside in the streets and just start shooting, just to get that muscle going again. I literally forced myself to go out because I really didn't want to. I almost stayed in the house, but La Russell did a free show in Oakland, and that's a whole nother video of its own. But I decided to take my camera out and see what kind of content I could capture, or just, to see what shots I could get. It wasn't gonna be like this big to do. And when I came home and I was looking at the footage and everything, mind you, this is the first day I actually went back out and shot videos. Monica's video popped up on my recommended, and it was literally talking about everything that I just spoke about. All of the reasons why I stopped creating, she talked about in her video. So it was so weird, honestly. And also, I don't want to talk about things too early, but there was an opportunity presented to me yesterday that, regardless of whether it actually happens or not, I feel like it was a really loud sign from the universe that this is exactly what I need to be doing. Whether it's YouTube or doing video work for other people, like doing client work, this is where I'm supposed to be. So I just keep getting these like the universe is yelling at me, y'all. And it's funny because it started happening as soon as I decided to go outside yesterday. And my friend who came with me, I asked her what time it was when we were on BART, and she was like, it's 5:55. And I was like, what does that mean? Let's look that up. And 555, I'll put a screenshot right here, is literally about new beginnings and breaking old habits and seeking adventure. And that was the moment in the night where I felt like the energy shifted and things just kept happening. I'm not religious, but there was a term that I learned a few years ago called God shots. And God shots are essentially moments where it feels like there's some otherworldly energy or being like speaking to you, or like just showing you a sign. When you receive signs from the universe or whatever higher power you believe in. And I just felt like I kept experiencing those yesterday. And so whether that opportunity that was presented to me happens or not, it just was a nice reminder that, like, yeah, this is what I want to be doing, actually. And I can't believe I've spent all this time away from it, but it doesn't matter because I'm getting back to it now. So with all that said, what is next for INH production? Where do I start? So I am not gonna put myself in this box of being a short filmmaker. I love making short films, and I am going to continue to make short films, but I want to incorporate other content, like other creators that I follow on here, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I think I did, but like Life of Riza, Volandis, YC Imaging, Gawk, like, well, I feel like Life of Riza and Gawk are like not good examples because all of their content is actually, it's really cinematic, and I mean, Riza's focus is cinematic vlogs, and Gawk, everything he releases is like insanely good. Like, I aspire to make shit that good. But other folks, you know, like, they're not only doing short films, like they'll do a vlog, they'll do a tutorial, they'll do maybe a day in the life, you know? But of course, not of course, but a lot of the videos are still cinematic. It's just the context and the purpose of the videos are different. And I would love to do more of these, like talking to the camera, just like little yap sessions, you know? Like, it's really nice to just have a bit more of a personal video every once in a while, instead of everything feeling so curated and polished. You know what I mean? More short films coming soon, more vlogs, more yap sessions, and then one day when I feel super confident in my skills, I'll probably start doing some tutorials, you know? And I'm just really excited to be back. And if you subscribed from my getting laid off video, thank you. If you subscribed from any of my short film videos, thank you so much. Like, any type of support I've received, and I've still been getting comments in this period that I've been gone, and subscribers, which is wild. Thank you all so much. Like, I literally, this channel would be nothing without you. Like, my 415 followers, I have 415 subscribers right now. 415, whoop whoop. But I started with 0. And to think that there are 415 people who want to listen to me talk, or like just follow along and watch the things that I make, that's actually insane. As I'm vocalizing it, that is pretty crazy. Last but not least, thank you to my tribe, and especially my partner, for seeing me through this extremely tumultuous and difficult time. We're all going through it in our own ways, and for them to continue to show up for me in the way that they do, I just feel so blessed, and I don't want to cry on camera. But I tell them all the time that they were a lifeline for me, and they continue to be. And I just feel so very, very grateful and blessed to have people like that in my life, who don't let me fall and who won't let me stay down for too long. And I just hope to be as good of a friend and a partner to them, because honestly, like, shit's not gonna get any easier. You know, if anything, things are gonna get worse, but we will persevere. We'll find our way. I thought I was gonna end this video on a happier note, but yeah, so thanks for listening to me yap, y'all. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'm so grateful for all of you. So stay tuned. Okay, bye. Are you still here? Y'all still here? Okay. Oh God, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Okay, now that that's over, now that we've got all the updates and stuff done, I just want to do like a little yap, a little Kiki, a little, you know, shoot the shit. No, there's no structure for this part of the video. There's literally something in my eye. There's something in my eye and I can't get it, and it's really bothering me. So the stuff that I wanted to talk about. First of all, hi, if you're staying for this portion of the video, I love you. You're great. Leave a comment if you do. Y'all, I was struggling today. Like, not the whole day was not a struggle, but so what happened was this video was not supposed to be shot in my room. I had this whole plan. I actually have like the video in DaVinci right now. I was editing it, and I had this whole like morning routine, breakfast moment, transition to being outside at a park. It's a beautiful sunny day, and it was a great idea. And I shot the whole thing, and then when I came home and I looked at the footage in DaVinci, the footage I caught outside was blown out. I mean, not completely blown out, but like a part of my face that was hitting the sun, that the sun was hitting, was blown out. And I was like, I know it's not that big a deal. And by blown out, I mean like the exposure was so high, like it was just too bright on that part of my face to where I lost all the data in that part of the footage. So like I couldn't do anything with it. I could edit the other parts of the like image, the video, and like, you know, edit the shadows and highlights or whatever, but like that part was gone, and it was really bothering me. It was bothering me so much to the point where I was like, I think I'm just gonna reshoot this video, because if I don't like it, I'm not gonna post something that I don't like. But let's just be real. I like tried to make it this whole big to do. Is this zoomed in? I'm not gonna shoot this again. See, another moment. Okay, anyways, so I was like, you know what? My homie called me, he's a photographer, and I was telling him what was going on, and he was like, you should reshoot it. And then I was like, oh, you know, I can get really creative with it. I can shoot it in the garage and have a backdrop and use my lights and use like some color and get creative, and like I had like a whole stool. And so I went and I tried to do that, and the outcome did not match the vision at all. And I think it's an equipment limitation. I only have one light, and so I need that main light to be my key light. And it just wasn't working out. So I was like, you know what? Oh, and then while I was shooting at the park, I don't know why I can't shoot yap videos at the park, y'all. There's just too much going on. Your girl gets easily distracted. There are people walking around, people are running, which is obviously, we're at a park, so like, yeah, duh, people are gonna be there. But every time someone walked past me, I couldn't like stop looking around and like turning around to see who was there. And I think for these types of videos, I just need to do it in my room or like in a quiet private space. That was my revelation after that. After all of that, shooting in the park, reshooting in the garage, I ended up back in my room because I was like, I just want to do something different, you know? But honestly, my room's a vibe. Why would I not want to record anything in here? I don't know if y'all can notice, but I hung up my artwork and some artwork that was gifted to me, but I put artwork all over my walls. I hung up pictures. I pretty much redid. That was low-key the spark of me getting back into like doing creative stuff, because I took an art class back in 2023. It was a drawing class, and I'll never forget what the professor told me. Professor Mark Wagner, shout out to you. I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but my art is on my walls because of you. He said that whatever you make, if you like it, or regardless if you like it or not, like if you made it, hang it up. It instills this level of confidence, and like, you know, it's just like when kids get their pictures put on the refrigerator. I don't know if parents do that anymore, but like it's the same concept. Why you should be proud of the stuff that you make. And I was like, damn, bro, you're right. And so I always had it in my mind that I wanted to do that, but I just didn't get to it until recently. And now all of my art is on my walls. I guess I can show you guys. Do you want to see it? Okay, let me show you. This large beauty right here in the middle. This is something I made in the drawing class I had mentioned. This is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever drawn, ever. It was time-consuming and tedious, but so satisfying once I saw the finished product. This is a self-portrait I drew during quarantine, I believe. I think this was in 2020 or 2021, can't remember. This is a drawing I did during quarantine as well. This was when I was practicing like a specific way to draw side profiles. And I almost didn't hang this one up just because, I don't know, I wasn't going to. But when I saw how it looked in this frame, I was like, oh yeah, that's going up. This, I'm gonna use the other end of the flower. This is a drawing that my sister made for me. Shout out JJ. They made this for me like, oh my God, so long ago. I can't even remember. I wonder, is there a year on here? No year, but yeah, they made that for me, And it was like one of the only pieces of artwork I had hung up in my room for a really long time. My sister also made me this for my 28th birthday, I believe. It says, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." Facts, bro. Facts. Shout out my sister. My sister's also really talented. There's this creativity gene that runs in our family. Thanks for that, bro. This is a, can you guys even see me pointing with this thing? Ooh. I feel like you can't see. So you know what? I'm gonna switch to this giant ruler. You know what I should have? We bought these giant scissors that are so funny. Oh yeah, now that's a pointer. So this is a hyper realistic eyeball that I drew in 2021. I followed a tutorial on YouTube, but honestly, this came out so fire. I was really into graphite. Actually, I've always been into graphite or drawing with pencils. I had never tried any like hyper realism. I took an art class back in high school, like my freshman year, and that really sparked my love for just drawing and creating. So this is probably the sickest thing I drew. But yeah, hyper realistic eye. This, can y'all see it? This is a piece of abstract art I drew, like literally this just came out of my brain. I believe I did this back in 2021 also. And I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but when I saw the outcome, when I looked at the end, I was like, I made that? It's crazy. And it just fits perfectly in this frame also. Let's see. This is a digital illustration I did of the late Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant, RIP. To this day, still one of the most tragic losses in history. Sometimes I forget that they passed, you know? It's like, it's so unreal, and it's been, they passed in 2020, right? It's been 6 years. Yeah, they passed in January, actually. I think the anniversary is coming up, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there was a point in my life where I was doing digital illustrations. I started in 2020 and then throughout 2021. I actually sold a copy of this to someone in SoCal. So someone has my artwork hanging up on their walls, and I think that's crazy. This is actually a piece from my bestie / roommate. She is an amazing drawer, painter, artist. She told me to send her a picture and she would draw it for me. So I sent her a landscape photo of like this gazebo in South Korea, and she whipped that up for me real fast. So shout out to my bestie. This is just some random art I thrifted and I thought would look cute on my wall. I low-key want to replace it. It's like a professionally framed image, so I didn't want to go through the work of like undoing it and putting my own stuff in there. Maybe one day, or I might just donate it, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see. It does look cute here. It fits in, even though it's not custom like work from anybody. And then last, but certainly not least, is a poster that my roomie got for me that they were giving away at a coffee shop that we frequent. They tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. And this is just a constant reminder for me, you know? Need I say more? I don't need to say much. Yeah, so that's everything. And there was nothing on here before. It was just my whiteboard. Oh, I had a shelf here, but I moved the shelf over here. I finally installed a grow light for my plants that someone gifted to me like years ago. It's just been sitting in my closet. But now it's like legit installed and I have it cable managed and everything. Y'all, when I'm telling you I was procrastinating like crazy, I was procrastinating. But my room has bloomed because of my procrastination. So was it really a loss? Nah, I don't think so. There is another piece over here that I'll do a close-up of, which was another original. This was a truly original piece that just came out of my brain. I think I was just drawing like random flowers and shapes, and then I colored it in after. And I really love the way it turned out, and it looks really cool in this frame. But, oh, and I mean, I didn't make this, nor did anyone I know personally make this, but I purchased this when my partner and I took a trip to Oaxaca a couple years ago for our anniversary. I just thought it was super cool. It just is so creative, and it looks very, like, you can just tell that they put a lot of time and effort into it, and I couldn't resist buying it. So, yeah. Oh, I have to show you. So I'm also like an anime nerd. Not anime nerd. I wouldn't say I'm an anime nerd, but I am an anime fan. I love anime, and I actually, oh, this light is probably really bright. I have 3 pieces hanging up above my television. I'm not gonna pan over there, but I have a drawing I did of Inuyasha, and another one of Kagome, who is also from Inuyasha, if no one is familiar with that anime. I realize now that that anime is like old, and a lot of younger folks or like kids growing up now watching anime have never even seen it. Like even people in their early 20s haven't seen Inuyasha, and kind of makes me sad because that was like my childhood anime. Like I would set, I'm about to age myself, I would set a timer for the VHS to record the episode because I couldn't stay up that late, but I knew it was coming on Adult Swim, and so I would record the episodes on VHS so I wouldn't miss it. And that was like one of my fondest childhood memories. And then another piece of Rei Ayanami, who is from an anime called Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Evangelion? I'm never sure how to pronounce it, so someone let me know in the comments. I just really love her aesthetic from the anime, and I had a lot of fun drawing her. So, yeah, that's pretty much, oh my God, no, that's not everything. I completely missed this. This piece over here is, this is also from the drawing class I took a couple years ago. So these 2 pieces are a product of that class. So this was a tile project that Professor Wagner had us do, and each tile had to be a different design. And essentially you filled up this entire page with different tiles. And it's supposed to get like your creativity flowing, and it did work because the more tiles that I made, the more creative you really had to get with it because you can't repeat the same patterns over and over again. So it forced you to think outside the box. And a lot of the tiles in here, I literally drew outside of the box. Like it didn't have to be a perfect tile. And so while this one was tedious at first, I actually ended up really enjoying this process. And yeah, so that's my artwork. I didn't really know how to end this yap session. I just had stuff that I wanted to share, and a little less planned, you know? But thanks for listening to me. If you stay till the end for this part, I have a couple videos planned. I don't have a schedule right now, and I personally don't want to make a schedule because I feel like it would make me hate it. So I do have a couple videos planned that I need to start working on. But this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my art, because I enjoy art. I love art. And I hope it inspires you to create anything, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be drawing, painting. If you want to create content, create content. Who cares? No one really cares about you as much as you think they do. No one's paying as much attention to you as you think they are, because everyone has their own lives going on. So just do the thing. Just do the thing, and you'll be all right. I'm saying that for you and for myself. All right. See you guys in the next one. Bye.